let me just take us back a little bit because we had this man-made Flint water crisis. I'm going to put in quotes emergency. I called it a disaster. But technically speaking, we were told that man doesn't create disasters, only emergencies. But I'm going to let you all be the judge. And I'll continue. We had this Flint water crisis. It was and we say man-made, but it was man-made because of greed, selfishness, and a blatant disregard for the people. Now, the story, as it was told, was to help the people of Flint. And at that time in 2015, or we can say 2014 when this started, it was a city of a little bit over 100,000. And so we were told that this was to help bring the water rates down because at that point, when I was campaigning in 2014, 2015, Flint was paying the highest water rates in the country. We were paying 8 times the national average for our water. We were under emergency manager, and our water rates had been raised illegally. So that's what was going on in Flint. That was our first water woe, was we can't pay for this water. We can't afford it. And so we were told that the switch was necessary. It was necessary to bring our rates down, but in truth, when we talk about, what is true and what is real, the reason was to help a few rich people become richer. And that's the part of the story that people don't hear. It was not to help keep the rates down. It was to help some powerful rich people become more powerful and richer. So how did it start? Political leaders at all levels had to be involved, from the local, the state, and the federal level. Now, that's how far up the chain this debacle had to go for the cover-up. And yes, I said cover-up, to last for 18 months before the rest of the state and the country knew what was going on in the city of Flint. You can't cover this up for 18 months without some help. But let me give you the backdrop. We had been under emergency manager for 6 years. And what they were trying to do for the city of Flint was go to a management form of government. If we went countywide, Flint was and still is predominantly Black city. So when we go countywide, one of the things we know is we lose our majority and we lose our voice. So some of the things that had taken place, our assets had been sold to the counties, our airport had gone to the county, our 911 system had gone countywide, our courts had been placed in the county, our garbage trucks had been sold, and our lawnmowers. Our garbage trucks and our lawnmowers, it even went so far as our golf courses and parks. So all of our assets were being sold or given away to the county, making Flint more dependent, on these outside resources. So the only income, the only assets we still owned at that time was our water line and Hurley Medical Center. And we were one of the few places that still had a city hospital. So the next thing that took place was, let's sell the water line, our income stream. That was our income stream because Flint is the largest city in Genesee County, and we in turn sold water to the other cities in the county. So now, if you're saying this city is financially strapped, why do you get rid of our revenue? That it just didn't make sense. I kept saying, who thought that made sense to do this? But the goal, I always say the goal was a twofer because Flint was involved in this because they were trying to really bankrupt the city of Detroit and to take over Detroit's water system. Detroit's water system and ours. We were Detroit's biggest customer at that time, paying a little bit over $30 million a year. So these were things that were done to us to intentionally put us in financial distress. So the emergency manager, who is supposed to handle finances only, had been given all power. The mayor, the city council, and the people were stripped of their voice and of their power.